Hello everyone, I'm Oshasan and welcome back to the United Talk. Now, tomorrow we have an amazing Sunday, Manchester United versus Arsenal at Old Trafford. But unfortunately, this is the least bothered or interested I am that I've ever been against Arsenal. I mean, even our manager Ruben Amorim said the only important thing is for the players to survive this Sunday. They're really tired from the toothless draw against Real Sociedad. I mean, it was the first leg. It was an away leg. We scored a goal. I'm okay with it, but I'm not really happy because we're gonna trust me. We're gonna talk a lot of stuff. But right now, I just wanna put this one thing because it was really sad for us to draw because I think we could have won that game. I really could have. Think we could have won that game. Cheeto had at least two three shots, like really good opportunities, and it was very disappointing. Garna again. I really don't want to talk about Ghana right now because Garnacho was amazing when it was Rashford and everyone was like really pumped up. But right now, when I watch Garnacho, I just think he's a little selfish. Maybe he tries to do things on his own and trying to recreate the magic what he could do in the last season. But right now, I just see the lad, and I think he's trying to be more selfish. He's trying to not win the matches with the team, but more importantly, as a player. And it's fine with me, but still, I think it's a little bit disappointing to see like that because he's a tremendous player. He has great potential. He could be one of the best players. We're gonna talk about Mainoo also right now because there is a floating rumor around Manchester United that Kobe Mainoo could leave Man United in the summer, and that's not just a rumor. That's actually coming from Guardian. So it's quite sad because we are heading into this amazing weekend match against Arsenal, and the sad part that most of the rumors or most of the news that is floating around Manchester United is about players not happy. Young players could actually leave for other European clubs because they are not happy with the management. They're not happy with the manager. Or whatever it is, I'm not saying that Ruben Amorim is at fault right now because I think he's a great manager. I think he's the one who could actually bring Man United at the top again. But right now, I don't think because it has been already said that we need to sell to buy, and I don't think anyone's gonna pay anything for Harry Maguire or Casemiro because they are on huge wages and they're not gonna leave. In fact, Casemiro himself has indirectly said that he's gonna run down his contract. He's not gonna leave Manchester United on anything other than 350,000 pound, and we all know this. Nobody's gonna offer Casemiro, a declining player, a 350,000 pounds. So that's idiotic. Nobody's gonna offer him that wage. Harry Maguire again, Johnny Evans, Luke Shaw, Mason Mount. I don't think any of these players could go more than 30 to 35 million, and that's quite sad. But again, they are on high wages. Nobody's gonna pay for them, and the only way for us to buy new players is if to sell. We'll have to sell the younger lot, which is Garnacho or Ahmad or maybe Mainoo. And this is coming from Guardian that Kobe Mainoo will not sign the new Manchester United contract that has been offered to him, and there are some terms which he wants to be respected. And if that doesn't happen, he's not going to sign the new contract and he's going to leave. And if he's going to leave, Manchester United will surely go for at least 70 million because they think they value him at around 70 million. I think that's about right. And 70 million for Kobe Mainoo, I'll be really disappointed with that because I'll be more disheartened to see Kobe Mainoo leave Manchester United than Garnacho. Because Kobe Mainoo, first of all, was actually, from the setup, huge setup. Remember, we bought Garnacho from Spain. He's also from the academy, but we bought him from Spain. Kobe Mainoo is actually an English lad, and he's actually from the youth setup. I would really disappointed to see him leave. I think Garnacho, Kobe Mainoo, both needs to stay in the club, and in fact Ahmad too. I would be really disappointed to see Ahmad, Kobe, and Garnacho leave the club. I think they are the building blocks for the future of the club. They should be there. If anyone should leave, it's Casemiro, Luke Shaw, Mason Mount. The list goes on and on and on. I really don't want to talk about it. And I think whatever Anthony's agent has said in the media, whatever Anthony has said, I don't think he's coming back. Even if he's coming back, he's gonna be sold out immediately, because whatever you have said in the media about the manager, about the management, or the style of play, it's not gonna put you back in the team. It's just not gonna put you back in the team. No matter how hard you can fight, or no matter what you want to say, you're not coming back to the club. I'm really sorry. And Sancho, I would love to see the back of the Sancho. I would love to see the back of the Rashford right now. I mean, I know people gonna hate me for this. People gonna hate me for saying this, but I think Rashford should leave. I think he will leave. I think he will leave. And as far as Sancho is concerned, I think he needs to be kicked out of the club. He really needs to be kicked out of the club. And anyways, let's not delve into these youth things and the players that are supposedly will be sold in the summer. Let's just talk about what is actually happening before we move into the good stuff about Arsenal. Let's just talk about something that is actually bothering me for the past 3-4 days. The management of the Manchester United Football Club is actually starting to really piss me off. I mean, it's really pissing me off a lot, because every day we see articles, we see podcasts, and we see videos about Manchester United management, the CEO, and everyone is trying to blame Ruben Amorim, the manager, because he's actually trying to stick to his plans. He's not changing his ideology, and he's actually not bothered what people are thinking of him. He's just simply a guy. Because we remember, I've said this before and I'm saying this again, he was willing to wait till summer. We actually offered him a come or go, come or leave type of situation. And we offered him that you come to our club, do something good with us, and make us proud. And now, if he's sticking to our plans and the players aren't even responding to his style of play, then I think that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to blame a manager who's actually sticking to his plans, who's actually sticking to his style of play. Don't the pundits, the ex-players who are actually trying to slash Ruben Amorim about his style of play, and why is he not tweaking his tactics? That's bollocks. I mean, that's seriously, is that what you're suggesting? There have been n number of managers before Amorim, and everybody had a different style of play. The players couldn't adapt to that. Why do you think it's gonna be anything different if you fire Amorim and hire a new one? I don't know what the fuck just happened with the recording, but again, I just want to come back to that, what we were talking about. There are multiple stories that are actually floating around Manchester United that many people are suggesting, many ex-pundits are suggesting, even many fans are suggesting that we should fire Amorim and hire a new one. It's not gonna be very easy, and it's gonna be really stupid of us to fire a manager who we actually were interested to sign, to let him come into our club and change the kind of situation we were in. I mean, Ten Hag, everybody keeps on mentioning Ten Hag won the 2 trophies with the squad. He won 2 trophies with the squad. I don't give a fuck about what Ten Hag did with the squad. He actually tried creating a very idiotic scenario, a very idiotic dressing room, and now we are actually stuck with Harry Maguire. We are actually stuck with the Casemiro, Sancho, Anthony, and I know Sancho wasn't his signing. I know Harry Maguire wasn't his signing, but again, the situation that he left us in was more disturbing than what he was coming into. And now we just expect Amorim to deal with this shit in the middle of the season, and none of the players are his favorites. He doesn't know the what can we say? He doesn't know the points on the basis of why we signed these assholes, and now we want to fire him in the by the end of the season because because we are on 15. I mean, just look at the players. Why do you want to fire a manager who's trying to change the situation that we are stuck in for the past decade? In fact, more than a decade. If you could just see what the real problem is, it's not the manager. To an extent, it's not even the players. The most disturbing thing at the football club is the top management, the owners. The Glazers have been ruining us for years. I mean, it's more than a decade. Trust me. When I'm saying this, trust me when I'm saying this. Glazers are the real problem, and they never had the intention of letting this club go. They simply needed one person who they could use as a puppet for the media. That's why they cracked this deal with Radcliffe, that he's gonna purchase the 25% of the footballing side, and the rest will be still be at the Glazers' helm. And look what he did. Look what the fuck he did with the club. He's trying to ruin the culture. He's actually firing the staff, and he's trying to cancel all the charity work. He's trying to cancel the clubs, the events, the any sort of activity which couldn't even be responsible for one shit of the club. And now you're actually trying to blame Amorim for the losses, for the situation we are in. And what about the players? What about Casemiro? What about Luke Shaw? What about Mason Mount? What about the idiotic 14 million clause that we had to pay for Ten Hag just to let him leave the club in the middle of the season? We just, as a fan, this is the most disturbing thing that I've seen. As a fan, we don't stick with the club. We don't stick with the manager. For months and months, I've seen this. We, as a fan, have been so stupid that we stick to the players. I love Ronaldo. I actually love Ronaldo. I actually love Jadon Sancho when we signed him. But no player is bigger than club. Whatever happened between Ten Hag and Ronaldo, I was furious. I was actually cursing Ten Hag for that. But once he left, he went to Al Nassr. He's scoring goals. He's doing great. I don't care about it. I care about my club. I love my club. And I want Manchester United to be back at the top again. I don't care if we ever sign Ronaldo. I don't care if we are on good terms with Ronaldo or not. I want Manchester United to be at the top of the world. The fan base is actually divided about on the basis of the superstars, the players, or the next manager of this. If this manager is not producing some results, some wins, fine, he's not producing results. I get it. He's not producing results, and I simply understand that we need Man United to win, because many fan bases are actually going to the club and are actually paying to see their football team lose against idiotic clubs, against the rivals. So I get that you are furious with the manager, but that doesn't make sense to fire him in the middle of the season, and while we signed him in the middle of the season. That's really idiotic for us to just assume that the new manager who's going to come in at the start of the new summer is going to do well. Because trust me, he's not going to do well. You could go and sign Zidane, you can go and sign fucking Jesus, but nobody can change these players, because the players are shit. If Man United is going to sell Alejandro Garnacho or Kobe Mainoo or even Amad Diallo, the problem stays in the club. The problem is Harry Maguire, Casemiro, Luke Shaw, the players who are actually not even playing for the club, who are actually shit, who wouldn't even play for the top 6 in the Premier League, will do nothing, and still they'll be getting high wages. And that's the problem. That's the loss-bearing situation we are in. We are not getting losses from Amad Diallo or Kobe Mainoo, or if we sign some new players. The problem is with the old players and the players who are not even good enough for the club. I would have never signed Harry Maguire. I mean, it was an Ollie deal, but I would have never gone for him. And later it was revealed that he never wanted Harry Maguire. It was revealed that he wanted Harry Kane. I think Edward Ward went from Harry to Harry, and that was a very stupid decision. That was a really stupid decision. We wanted a complete striker back then. Harry Kane would have been perfect for us. No doubt Daniel Levy would have kicked right in the nuts when it comes to money. But signing Anthony for 80 million was a stupid thing. I just don't get it why it happened. I really don't get it why it happened. But again, if we are talking about the problems on the footballing side, the problems of Manchester United Football Club, then it lies with the Glazers, it lies with the Jim Ratcliffe, and it lies with the players. You are professional players. You are getting thousands of wages per week. You are driving a sports car. You are living in a mansion. You're living in a villa. You are like actually enjoying your life. And the one thing you are supposed to do is to play for the club, play for the fucking badge. And if you can't even do that, if you can't adapt as a professional footballer, the one thing that you need to be is actually flexible. If you can't adapt to a footballing style of another manager, then you are absolutely pathetic as a player. I mean, if any of us are actually working in a corporate sector, and if there is a new manager who wants to try different style of management, we need to accept that. We can't just say, oh, we're gonna act like that, we're gonna just do our work the way we used to when we actually were hired by the next ex manager. We're not gonna change our style, not gonna adapt. Okay, you can fire us. No, you can't fire us, because you know what, we are actually sucking to the owners of the company. So you might be the big manager, you might be the new big manager who could fire us, but in your dreams, darling, you can't even fire it, because we are actually sucking at the top of the club. So that's the problem. That is the basic problem at Manchester United. A new signing of a new manager will lead to nothing, will actually lead to nothing, as long as these idiots, the Deadwood, is at the club. We're not going to do anything. We're not going to do anything. We're not going to achieve anything, because even Amorim said, there was a journalist, I think it's from BBC, he asked him that whether winning the Europa League would be a good season for us. And he himself said this, even if we win Europa League, it's not going to save our season. And that's the kind of manager I actually love, because he knows winning Premier League is the priority. We just don't care about the European clubs. We don't care about European championships. The one thing that Manchester United success has always been prioritized is winning the Premier League. You can't win FA Cup or Europa League and say that we are successful. You need to be successful in Premier League. If you can't beat Brighton, if you can't beat Liverpool, if you can't beat Man City, then, my friend, there is no trophy in the world that can satisfy as a Manchester United fan. Kicking Liverpool down, kicking Manchester City down, kicking Arsenal, every single team from the Premier League table, beating them and lifting that Premier League trophy after Sir Alex Ferguson's era, that would satisfy us. Not winning FA Cup or Europa League. I just don't care about that right now. I mean, if you could sign a new manager and he can guarantee that he can deliver us one trophy, the Premier League trophy at the end of the season, I would sign him right now. But no manager in the world can save right now us. It's just stupid and idiotic for our fan base to think that if we're gonna sign a new manager and fire Amorim because he's not tweaking his style, so we're gonna win it. I don't even want to talk about ex-pundits, the Rio Ferdinand, Paul Scholes. I mean, you were great as player. You were literally, like, I used to worship these players. I have a poster of Rooney. I have a poster of Ronaldo and even Scholesy. But that doesn't make a difference. I love this football club. I want the club to be at the top. I don't want your satisfaction to be at the topmost priority of my club. I don't care what you are doing right now. I just care about what Manchester United is doing. And if signing a new manager is gonna do good, fine, let's go with. Let's just do it and let's see what happens. But trust me, even after signing a new manager, even if you could sign a god right now, it's not gonna change anything. These players will stay play like assholes, and they will stay shit and deadwood at the club, and nobody's gonna sign them. And that is the bloody problem. That is the real problem behind the doors. Firing a manager is not gonna do any good for us. I think Ruben Amorim is the right person to lead us. I think we need to give him time, at least another entire season. Let's just see what he can do with the club. Let's just see what he can actually do with the players he wants. And I'm really happy and I'm really glad that he's not tweaking his style of play. If you can't play for the manager, just get out. If you can't play for the club, just get out. I really don't like the idea of a manager tweaking his style of play, because, okay, he's a manager, he needs to tweak his style, and once he reaches the summer, he can change whatever he wants. That's not how a manager mind works. If you are actually thinking like that, you need to better off just play FIFA on your PlayStation. Don't even think about telling a manager what to do on the footballing side, because you are every single ex player was great, but all the ex players of Manchester United right now are talking rubbish. I just saw I saw a post of Rooney saying that Amarin should be given time, and I really liked what Rooney said. He needs to be given time. You can't just expect the man to just come and do wonders for us, especially the shit we were in, especially the shit Ten Hag left us in. But if this podcast was a never-ending one, I would have gone on and on about how great a manager could be, Ruben Amorim, if we support him, and how pathetic these players are if we could just kick them out of the club. But again, I'm not gonna say more on that. Let's just in a very short words, let's just go to the tomorrow's game. That's a big game. Manchester United versus Arsenal at Old Trafford. It's a really big game for me also, because I have a friend who's actually supporting who's actually supporting Arsenal, and the last time we were actually playing against them, I said something and he was really pissed off. But it's okay. In the heat of the moment, you just say things, but he's actually looking forward to the game. I'm actually looking forward to the game, and everyone who's a Manchester United or Arsenal fan is actually looking forward to this game. It's a big one. Manchester United versus Arsenal at Old Trafford. And don't forget, as far as I know, Bukayo Saka, Martinelli, Kai Havertz, Tomiyasu, and even Gabriel Jesus, all these players are out. So they are not playing. But they just thrashed PSV 7-1. So, you know, don't expect that we're going to be doing good, because Lizard, for us, many of our interesting players are out, and Amarim himself said this. Ahmad could, okay, I forgot about mentioning this. Ahmad could play at the end of the season. He himself said this in the preview in the press match conference, that Ahmad could actually play for us in the second half of the season. It could be the last of the April, or it could be the starting of May, but he could play for us, and that's a good news. He mentioned that Shaw and oh, I don't remember who. Shaw and Mason Mount. He mentioned that Shaw and Mason Mount could return as soon as possible, and Ugarte is fit, and Lisandro is out. So don't even think about Lisandro. He's out for the rest of the season, so he's not coming back. And Chiro Obi, that's very interesting, because Hoyland is not doing that good as a striker for us right now. I'm not saying he's a bad striker. I know he's a very good one. He has potential. He's just 22nd years of age, and we need to give him time too. But as far as Sunday match is concerned, Chido Obi Martin is actually available for the club for playing against his former club. So that's going to be interesting. If Chido Obi starts, it's going to be really interesting to see how he plays against his former club, because I know Chido Obi is a very talented striker. I think he's a wonder kid. He can do very good. He had at least three amazing opportunities to score against Sociedad. So I think he's gonna do good. And if somehow we do not survive this Sunday, if somehow we actually win it, it's gonna be huge for us. It's gonna be huge for me. It's gonna be huge for Manchester United fans all around the world. And we are hoping that Sunday we could do something wondrous for us. I'm gonna be doing a live against Arsenal, so that's gonna be really good. I just hope that all these Manchester United players could pull off a miracle and just don't survive that game and actually win it for us, because if I recall it correctly, we had a good amount of possession against Sociedad. It was just bad luck for us that we drew that game, but as far as I'm concerned, I think we're gonna do good against Arsenal. Unfortunately, I know it could lead to a draw. I hope not. I hope not. I really hope not. It could lead to a draw, but I really hope that we win this game. I'm predicting a score of 2-1. 2-1. Man United winning the match with 2-1. I just hope that this happens. Anyways, thank you all for watching the show. It's really nice. I'm just gonna sign off. Thank you guys for watching the show. Please share and like the video. And if you are new to to this, please subscribe and please make us very big. Thank you guys. Glory, glory, Man United. Bye bye.